Hello, everyone. Dr. Vicky here, speaking to you from the Seeds of Transformation Healing Center. I was just looking at the news, watching what was going on, coming through my feed, and this whole thing with the military and these videos and this talk of sedition. And now I guess they want to maybe bring the senator from Colorado, Kelly, Mark Kelly, to sort of pull him back into the military and put him up for a tribunal and all this stuff. And I was like, geez, wow. And I was also watching Heather Cox Richardson. She was talking to um, a House member. I can't remember the name actually, but I was watching it and it sort of got interrupted and I couldn't watch it. And then I started watching something else. So I'm going to go back and watch that. Conversations with Americans, I think it is. Um, and so I was pondering and I'm like, oh, right, what is all this stuff with the military? And Mars is square the nodes today. And it's exact this evening at like eight something after eight, not too far after eight this evening. I'll look. And and so I said, well, this we need to take a look at these charts. So I thought I would pull them up, take a look at them. I started looking at them. I started seeing things. So I set up a little uh, presentation to help sort of follow this. Okay, so let's see, is there anything else? So before I get into that, I just want to welcome all my new subscribers and all my tried and true who have been following me for years. I've been on YouTube for years now. And if you enjoy this kind of work, please subscribe. It does help, and I can do more of this for people. Um, and I do have a membership if you want to join. It's small so far, and the bigger it gets, really, the more I can offer. So I'm looking forward to the ability to do that as well. So I think that's all I want to say. Let's get into this. Um, Oh, I guess I do want to say something. For my Kabbalah students, people who have taken at least the first level of the Kabbalah, the first class I offer, the introduction, I'm starting the second part of my fall semester on January 8th. It's a 6-week course, and I call it Climbing the Tree of Life. So if you want to join us for that, you would have had to take the first part of the first 12 week, I'm sorry, 6-week course in order to be able to understand what I'm talking about in this one. So unless you know Kabbalah, and then that's different. But so if you want to join, I'll put a link, a 6-week class. So I'll leave the link below for that. Okay, I'm gonna stop now, and we're gonna look at stuff. This is really good. So hopefully you're still with me. All right, let me find my let me find my way. Silly me. I believe this is it. Yes. Okay. All right. All right. Let's start with this, and I'll make this nice and big so you don't see any of this other extraneous stuff. Come on, slideshow. Oh dear. Okay, thanks. Figured it out. All right. So we have Mars square the nose of the moon. Unfortunately, you can't see that. For some reason I cut that off, but okay, Mars square the nose of the moon. So here's Mars. This is a chart set up for Washington, D.C. because that's where the capital is. So it's sort of a place where you do it when you want to know what's going on in the country. Um, yeah, of course, we're a very martial uh, country. We have, I think, the largest and most powerful military. Um, and maybe even one of the most skilled militaries when it comes to, I don't know, rocketry. I mean, we spend a lot of money on that stuff. So you would hope that, you know, anyway, if you're going to spend that kind of money, at least, have it be. But of course, I don't think you should spend your money there, but that's another story for another day. Um, so this Mars is at 15 degrees of Sagittarius, which is the middle degree of Sagittarius, the middle degree of the mutable signs. The mutable signs are the signs of change. The mutable signs are the signs of adaptation. And so we're required to adapt through that mutable energy. And the mutability comes before the new birth, the cardinality that's coming. And the cardinality will really see when Saturn and Neptune go back into Aries and then make that conjunction. We're moving back into moving forward. Right now, we're kind of in this place of having to just let go. And there isn't much we can do. We just need to release, right? So there's a lot of reasons for that. And I'll talk about some of them probably in this chart. But I do want to talk about the Sabian symbol for that Mars that's squaring the nodes. It says a groundhog looking for his shadow, taking precautions, as they say in the Middle East. Trust in Allah, but tie your camel, distinguishing what may be from what must be. So, in a way, this is drawing a line in the sand, right? This is sort of drawing a line in the sand. So, when Mars is retrograde, when Mars is square the nodes, it means that it is stuck between the past, which is the south node, and the future, which is the north node. So it's an energy of crossroads. We're at a crossroads. Now, the military in astrology is Virgo, and so we have had the South Node being in Virgo, and Virgo is about letting go of that which no longer serves, but also it's about utilizing the talents from the past. So the South Node isn't just about letting go, but it's a repository for who we've been and what we've been good at, and also the things that, that have gotten us in trouble and gotten us stuck, and now we're trying to move out of that quagmire, right? Um, but there is when a planet is square the nodes, there is a resolution. There is a resolution to the stuckness. And so the stuck between the past and the future, the direction of the resolution is, in this case, the south node of the moon. The south node was the last node that moved over the degree that Mars finds itself in now, the 15th degree of Sagittarius. 15 degrees of Virgo, the Sabian symbol is heirloom. Um, what we achieve is simply the latest feature of a very long line of effort and vision that aligns the eternal future with the past. Wise reflection of positive and negative parental influences. So this is a, one of the things about being part of the military is following orders. And following orders without maybe asking um, whether or not it's a good thing to do, like you're supposed to obey. That sort of patriarchal, father knows best kind of attitude. And that, in certain cases, it's important to follow the rules. And in other cases, other cases, it's best to go against the rules. In a way, the military, at least in the United States, would be following the rules if it didn't follow an illegal order. That's following the rules for the military because they take an oath to the Constitution. Now, before we can flow into the future, we need to resolve what's in the past. So we need to resolve our issues with um, following orders or um, what did we get into this for? Did we get into this to hurt people? Did we get into this to help people? Right. The North Node, which is the direction of our destiny and the direction forward, is a general drilling his men, 15 of Pisces, rehearsing how to use power. Neither recklessness nor fearlessness, nor even overcautious modesty is appropriate when power is at play. Disciplined preparation to develop group consciousness. And I feel like this is not just about the military, but because Sagittarius is an archetype of belief, um, I think the question is, what do you believe the world can be like? What do you believe? What do you believe? Um, and how are you going to get there? Practicality, right? We have to use the practical nature of the Virgo. Okay, so here's the chart, and this is a phenomenal chart. First of all, the vibration for the day is a 44-8. In the tarot, that's the uh, Four of Cups. Now, I'm going to show you some connections to the Four of Cups. But here we have Mars, and the Mars is in the 12th house. The 12th house is the house of hidden enemies. So we have an attack from the 12th house. And from a hidden enemy in the 12th house, a Sagittarius energy. Sagittarius is foreign places. I can tell you that I believe this is um, a hot degree in Putin's chart, and I think it's I'm trying to remember. It has something to do either with his natal or his progressed Mars, or maybe he's gone into that. Maybe his progressed sun or something moved into that. I know it's a significant degree. I don't know it off the top of my head. I apologize for that. But it's in the house of hidden enemies. Now, what disposits this is Jupiter, right? Jupiter is the ruler of Sagittarius, and we have Jupiter here retrograde, and recently retrograde, so it still has that retrograde sort of turning around power. And Jupiter is the largest planet in the solar system. Um, Not the largest object, of course, the sun is, but Jupiter is the largest planet in the solar system. And in its way, like, is its own star, right? It's also symbolic of the king, the king, right? So we have it retrograde at 24, 52, or 25 degrees of Cancer. We're going to look at that degree. That's part of a grand trine with Venus in Scorpio, uh, not Neptune, Mercury in Scorpio, which, by the way, um, just or is going to later today, I believe, is going to conjoin Mercury. These two are going to conjoin later today. And Black Moon Lilith. Let's not forget Black Moon Lilith, the raging, forgotten woman who was um, who was kicked out of heaven and made the mother of demons because she chose to um, not relinquish her power, her sense of autonomy and her sense of rulership over herself. She refused to lay under Adam. She would walk beside him, but not lay beneath him. Um, and Saturn and Neptune, hello, both retrograde in Pisces, last sign zodiac. This is just a torrent of water and emotions and feelings, right? This is in a kite. Now, for those of you who watch me in the mornings, I know some of you have been watching when I couldn't figure out how to unload some of the memory on my camera. I mean, on my phone for my camera. I was doing these videos with the actual chart every morning, and you saw this grand trine still there, right? We've seen it, it's been going on. It's the thing that's sort of flushing out the wounds, the thing that helped to bring the Epstein files and the signing and all of that. All of this is all about sort of cleansing out this deep sexual, abusive wound. And at the same time, we have this energy of the masculine, right? Mars, the a crisis in the men, in the young men, in the warriors. There are veterans at Washington D.C., right, who are protesting. I mean, they're very like we're not seeing it on television because I don't, but it's happening. It's happening. So people in the military are standing up. People who've given service and want what was rightfully promised to them, and they're not getting. They've never gotten it. We've asked our military to make all kinds of sacrifices, and when they come home, we've never really given them what they need. Not, I mean, there was the GI Bill, which was, thank God for me, because that's how my father went to college and I got to, have a better life. But not if you World War II, you came back and you were black, you were still redlined. There was a lot of things that you didn't get, unfairly, of course. And now, this happens in a cycle, I think, right? And now is the time, the other side of that is for us to join together and unite against the oppression. And and it's happening fast. And there's a lot of savvy people out there. So they know what's at stake. And there is, I think, a general sense of let's of common good going on. All right, let's continue here. Um, Jupiter is also opposite the moon. The moon in Capricorn can be repressed feelings, but with opposite Jupiter, maybe they don't stay pressed for very long, right? And then we have Uranus here, opposite certainly Black Moon Lilith, also the Sun. Um, in Sag in that 12th house. I like the sun being in the 12th house for this because it sort of lights up, and perhaps we'll be able to see the truth of who the hidden enemy is. And I think actually that's what we're seeing. I think what we're seeing, as I can tell from looking at the what I was coming across my feed, is that we were right all along. This guy is is a SPY Farouche. Anyway, again, I got this out of, I'm so sorry about this. So this vibration, this card, the 44-8, that's the day. Today's 11/24, 2025. It vibrates to 44. It's 4 cups in the tarot. That's the third decan of Cancer. The third decan of Cancer is the Pisces decan of Cancer, and so it's sort of co-ruled by Neptune and Jupiter and the moon, right? Those would be the three things. And we have the moon opposite Jupiter. We have Jupiter trine Neptune, right? They're both Pisces energies. Neptune's in Pisces. Mars is in Pisces. All of this opportunity for healing, for healing. I don't have it in here, but there is something called Eris. Eris is the goddess of discord, and she is conjunct Chiron, which is in a T square with the moon and with Jupiter. So this is the wounded masculine, the repressed feminine, and the healing that needs to take place, that Jupiter energy. This Jupiter energy is made powerful because this is located in Hesed on the tree of life. Or also in the 44-8, the master number vibration. Well, let me read the third decan of Cancer. I kind of went over that. A willful man is overshadowed by a descent of a superior power. A willful man, enacting the soul's purpose. When we align worldly aims with the soul's essence vibration, We feel as though we have been blessed by divine dispensation, feeling the occasional rush of spiritual empowerment. This is the empowerment that comes with people when they know they're doing the right thing. When we were out there at the No Kings rally, we knew we were doing the right thing, and it felt good. And we need to stick together and we need to be good to one another. And we can't allow bullies, Mars, to run the roost. What we can do with bullies is that we can work to heal it. We can work to heal it. We can work to heal. I mean, somebody who feels they need to hurt somebody else before they're hurt is a very primal response. And I don't know, it's a very primal response. Okay, so the master number 44, let me read this to you. It's called Master of Spiritual Power. And I got this from one of my favorite numerology books, Numerology Spiritual Light Vibrations by Jean. Um, it's right here. I know it's small, so I know you can't really see, but you guys have seen this book before. I always have it. And of course, I'm taped, had to tape it up because it's all messed up. But it's because I use it all the time. 44.8, Master of Spiritual Power. This energy needs to be properly focused so that the architect can take the design to the universal kingdom, unifying the necessary core groups that will mold a blueprint and direct the construction of the New Age temple from Numerology Spiritual Life Vibrations. That's the 44 energy. On the Tree of Life, it's located in a place called Hesed. Um, Hesed is the Sephiroth of mercy, and it's associated with the Archangel Zadkiel. Zadkiel. For those of you who may know Shri and Kira of Self-Ascension, Zadkiel is the angel that that spoke to them. That spoke to them. This is the angel of Hesed, of mercy. Hesed, the intelligence of the fourth path, is called the arresting or receiving intelligence because it arises like a boundary to receive the emanations of the higher intelligence, which are sent down to it. So the higher intelligence is spirit, is the divine. Here form all spiritual virtues emanated by way of subtlety, which itself manifests from the supreme crown. So this is about kindness. This is also, if you look at the picture, this is us looking at our situation and missing the opportunity that if we were to just look up, we would see. Look up and you will see. Now, I thought, let's take a look at how this chart, this um, Mars square the nodes is coming up in his chart. Well, here is Mars, and it is on his south node. Here is the sun sitting on his Black Moon Lilith. Black Moon Lilith, where you're willing to go to extremes. Um, believing he's true, believing what he says is true, or believing in his truth. I don't know. Um, and the nodes here, okay, are still square. His nodes have been square the nodes now for a while. Still square the nodes, his nodes. Squaring his Uranus. More importantly, maybe Uranus here retrograde. Now, Uranus is going to be in Taurus until April 26th, I think. So we still have plenty of time with Uranus and Taurus. Is squaring his ascendant and his Mars. He has Mars in the 12th house. Hidden enemies. Putin's Pluto sits right about here on his chart. Okay. So he has natally Uranus squaring his ascendant and his Mars. He's got a Leo ascendant. There's his sun. His sun is what? Is anything happening with his sun? Yes, being squared by Saturn. being squared by Saturn. That's what you see his physical demise is that. Um, and here we have Jupiter retrograde, just turned on his Venus Saturn conjunction, which could be his pedo conjunction there, the older man, the younger girl kind of thing here, or control over the feminine, thinking he can grab them by the lady parts. There's that Saturn conjunct, right? And out there in the 11th house, saying it out in the world. Oh, yep, yep, yep. There's Jupiter, right? That maybe that's coming back to haunt him. Yeah. Um, so if we look at the United States of America, this is the US chart. Just this is the chart I use, the Sibley chart. Uh, I do want to take note that a Mars in the Sibley chart, because we're talking about Mars, right? Now Mars is, and we'll have the chart. I'll put the chart of Mars square the nodes, but Mars is prominent in this chart and is conjunct the Sun and North Node of Trump. Okay, so there's that. Also, we have the South Node here, the South Node, and well, you know what? I'll just pull a chart up, but I just want to point out the Hammer of Thor here with Mars and Neptune, and in conjunct, making the Hammer of Thor from the South Node in Aquarius. And right now, Pluto is close to that. All right. See, here's Pluto. And Pluto is not quite on the midpoint of Pluto in the South Node, but it's around, and Pluto moves pretty slow. So this is like this is like a giant pustule that is ready to burst, actually. Um, and it's connected to the past, right? To the past. Now, here we have Jupiter. Remember, Jupiter is important in this because it is the ruler of Sagittarius. Mars is in Sagittarius. It is connected to Jupiter through the 44-8 vibration on the tree of life. It's also connected to the energy of the third decan of Cancer through its connection to the tree of life and being in Hesed, the place of mercy. And of course, one of the things that America is known for is its merciful nature, right? So here we have the Jupiter of this sitting on Mercury. This is the voice of the people. This is the voice of the people. The voice of the people is in the house of collectivity. This is a collective house, okay? Mars is right on the ascendant of the United States, right in that first house, asserting itself. There is the Mars in the United States chart. Now, Mars is going to be making an opposition to Mars in the United States chart. I haven't looked at that, I have to say. I will look at that and I will report back to you guys. And Saturn is square um, the Mars of the United States and also Neptune up here in Virgo. Now, another person who has come to my attention um, was Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. Just read something that she's talking about a presidential run, and she thinks she's thinking about it. She's trying to make a good decision about it. And then Marjorie Taylor Greene's name came up for a presidential run. We don't have an accurate birth time on Marjorie Taylor Greene, so I did not include her in this, but I did include AOC because she is a significant power. She is a significant power. Just looking at her chart alone, she has a T-square herself with the moon and Mercury and Uranus. This is the rebellion, right? Speaking up for um, the worker, Uranus in Capricorn. Capricorn is industry. Um, Venus, I mean, a Jupiter in Cancer. Jupiter in Cancer is somebody who cares about others, cares about the family, cares about the community. She has a Chiron there. She understands the wounds of her community as maybe a brown girl or as a girl, um, as a Puerto Rican in a country that Puerto Rico is part of America, but they don't have a vote. They're sort of like a second class. Oh, when they're in America, they can vote, but when they're Puerto Rico, they can't vote. So cause they go back to their country, they can't vote. It's not really fair. Um, she has a sun in Libra with a conjunct Mars in Libra, and her black moon Lilith in Libra, where she will go to extremes for justice. She's willing to do that. That is actually square the United States Pluto. So her black moon Lilith is square the United States Pluto, which is in Capricorn, which can be big industry. She also in her chart has a Sag ascendant, and so you're wondering where's that Mars? Where's that Mars in her chart? And she has this combination. This is a very powerful combination that people born in 1989 have. I've actually had a couple of clients recently where I've been looking at their charts born in 1989, and this is a very powerful group of souls. These are the Pluto and Scorpios. She has Pluto right in the center of Scorpio. Very, very powerful degree for the fixed signs. That is the sort of the Halloween degree, actually. And of course, Pluto is death and rebirth. So she has Saturn and Uranus and this whole combination in Capricorn, which is about taking responsibility. But it's also within it there needs to be compassion, like with Neptune leading the way of this parade, compassion for all. That's Neptune, unity consciousness. Um, and so let's look at this, right? We have that Mars that square the nodes, right? Right there on her ascendant, but in her 12th house, she has to be very careful right now. She has to be careful. Sun's on her Venus, so she's being, even though she's maybe um trying to, I don't know, well, the sun shining on her Venus, which is always nice. Um, the conjunction that's going to happen next year, which is only a month and a half away, so I should just say 2026, at 1 degree of Aries, is actually close to her moon, which is at 4 degrees of Aries, really 3 degrees of Aries. Um, so she's going to be a somebody to be dealt with, somebody to be dealt with. Um, so I just noticed that she was in sort of in the news, and a lot of the things I talked about with the divine feminine and the like also sort of line up with her. All right. So what do I want to say about all of this? I think what I want to say, you know what, I'm going to pull some cards on this as well. Just let me grab a deck. Mm, I just had a deck that I really like to use. What do I do with it? Oh, there it is. Is that it? I just pull a few cards on this. Yeah, I'll use this deck. This is the Hermetic deck. This isn't the deck I thought it was. I mean, that wasn't the bag I thought. No, it doesn't. I love this deck. So let's take a look at Mars square the nose. What do we need to be aware of about Mars square the nose? Do a card reading on Mars square the nose, which is happening today. It's about with the South Node in Virgo and that being the resolution, it really is about doing what you're good at doing, um, and attending to what needs to be attended to in order to move forward. All right, what do we have here? We have the Six of Wands, the Lord of Victory. Now, this vibration is in the system I use with the Kabbalah is the 32-5 vibration. 32-5, the 32-5, the Six of Wands. In other decks, it's called the Victory card. We see the guy, and there's a wreath, and his soldiers are saying, "Oh, we're so, here we go. We've won, and he's sort of looking like, yeah, we won, but at what cost? We just, you know, um, this vibration. Oh my God! First of all, it's the United States path of life. Well, number one. Number two, it's the United States shadow. Okay. Number three, it's Kamala Harris's shadow. Just bring her in too. I just watched her talk to Stephen. No, oh God, I'm so sorry. Tim Miller from The Bulwark. If you haven't watched that, you should watch it. It's really good. I really liked him, the way, the questions he asked and the answers that she gave. I really did. Um, this is about freedom and the cost of freedom and who truly is free. On the tree of life, it's located here in Tippereth. Tippereth is the heart chakra. So the wound for America is in the heart, the right to be free. Who's actually free? To live free, right? To live free, to breathe free. And yet we're like the most incarcerated country in the world next to like maybe the world, maybe there's one other despotic country that has a whole lot less people, uh, but just a higher percentage in jail, right? So we're dealing with this issue in America. The other thing is the day. You remember I said that there's going to be that Saturn. I think I said it to you guys. I say it almost every day, so I probably said it. Saturn Neptune conjunction at 1 degree of Aries. Um, that day, February 20th, 2026, is a 32-5. We just had a Chiron return in the United States. Chiron is the wound, yes. We have Chiron in Aries, the wound of the bully, of being bullied and being a bully, of identity, of the right to who you are, and people trying to take the right, try to take your autonomy away. It's slavery. It's oppression. We want to breathe free. We're reliving the Revolutionary War. Only this time, we're the authoritarian isn't across the ocean. It's right here, right? It's right here. It's us. It's us. What can we release the fear? Can we truly be free? Can we be free by allowing everybody to be free? By love, Tippereth, beauty, the intelligence of mediation. The heart chakra is if you let me see, I'll see if I can do this. Right there. See, that's the heart chakra. See the six-pointed star? That's symbolic of the heart, right? But it's a balance. It's a balance. So the six, this is the energy of the moment, the energy of freedom. The United States, the United States, when we voted, well, when Trump won the second time, the United States was in a 19-1 personal year vibration. The 19-1 is a destiny card. It's also a karmic debt number. And we chose to experience this as a karmic debt. Then, when we just had our, almost or almost our end birthday, right? We're almost made it to what, 250 years, right? And it's going to be this 2026 coming up. But in 2025, we moved into a 20 over 2, which is the awakening. It's the judgment card. It's rising from the dead, awakening to who we truly are as Americans. Okay. This this July coming 2026, we're going to move into the world card, 21-3. That's a manifestation, but it's an ending and a new beginning. So it's coming. We're to the new beginning. The challenge is the Five of Pentacles. Five of Pentacles is change in the financial situation. Change in the financial situation. It's the Lord of material trouble. Okay. Let's see what's underneath it. The Lord of Valor, bravery. Our bravery is being tested. Our bravery is being tested despite the fact that we also are having our resources taken from us. That's the key here, is that after the win, the resources are taken. Well, we know who that is. But underneath it all is a test of courage. This is the 33 vibration. This is a master of compassion vibration. This is Christ consciousness vibration, the 33 vibrationally. But it's the Seven of Wands. It's Leo. It's Mars and Leo. This is Trump. Here's Mars and Leo, as does Netanyahu. Um, so Mars and Leo, the right to for self-rule, the right to self-rule. In the past, the Five of Swords, abuse of power, abuse of power. In the sky, the Nine of Cups, getting your wish. The outcome, the Three of Swords, betrayal. Somebody is going to stab somebody in the back. How it's seen from the outside, the Ace of Wands, a new beginning. Okay, very good. Domestic situation. The World card, the universe, the end of a cycle. Saturn card. Saturn's in Pisces. It could also, Pisces is also delusion, the end of the delusion. Hopes and fears. Three of Pentacles. Can we rebuild? Yes, we can. Yes, we can. We do not have to go down the crapper, guys. And the outcome is the moon, Pisces, the Pisces energy, the dissolving. The North Node in Pisces. The Three of Swords is betrayal, but it's also about that third energy coming in and breaking the stalemate. And while it is painful and there can be tears, it ultimately frees us. This is a very potent time of endings and beginnings. When you find yourself stuck and you don't know where you want to go, this today says Mars, the energy of moving forward, means dealing with the past, evaluating the past, analyzing the past, and moving into the future with compassion in your heart. We're all human, we're all fighting. We're all learning something from this. And it's not easy here on planet Earth, let me tell you. And I've been so lucky my life. I have been blessed from day one, or maybe before day one. My life could have gone in almost any direction. And I was graced by grace. And not everybody's as lucky as I am, and I know it. And so I try my best to be the best person I can be, doing what I love, selfishly, doing what I love. Because when you do what you love, you're giving people a part of your heart. And so do what you love, guys. Do what you love. I know this sort of went off a little bit from, but maybe that's what this is about. It's okay. It's okay. It's good. We're gonna do this is a temporary experience. I mean, life on Earth is very temporal. And we're going through the birth canal. And come December, we're gonna be right here on the path between what can be and what is being born. The 21-3, the Saturn energy. So you can check out my December stuff. Check out my Taroscopes. See what's up for December for you guys. All right, that's enough. I've spoken. I think I've spoke way too long. So sorry about that. Much love to you all. I love you. I love you. I love you. Take care. We'll see you on Mystic Sisters that on Saturday. That's Saturday after Thanksgiving. Will be on my channel here at Victoria Scerbo. We'll see you then, or I'll see you in the morning. Subscribe. Visit me in the morning every day. I talk stars. We look at the yard. Of course, now the yard's everything's dead, but still interesting. All right. Take care, everyone. Namaste.